Yes. So I would like to tell you a bit about what the mega projects are. Um, and I am, as Jeppe said, the project manager of the mega project initiatives at Aalborg University. My name is Katrine. So let's start with what a mega project is. And a mega project is this highly ambitious umbrella project, which means it's a big theme that consists of smaller projects, and together they make the mega projects. They are all addressing significant societal challenges and have all a specific relevance within sustainability. This is done through addressing the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, or otherwise known as the SDGs. I think that most of you will have heard about these. Um, as I said, they consist of smaller projects, and these projects are your semester projects. So it's these semester projects that sums up to be the mega projects and the solutions for the mega project challenges. It's characterized by being interdisciplinary, and it extends several years. This does not, however, mean that you will be participating for several years, but the mega projects are running for several years, and um, we gather information from semester to semester, so that these mega projects also become knowledge libraries for the specific challenges. The mega projects, when you work on them as a student, you will interact with students across the university, and you will share knowledge with the other groups who are participating. You will also be able to collaborate with external partners, both public and private organizations, and in some cases also other universities. Yes, so this is a bit about what the mega projects is. So as I said, you will be working on them through your semester projects. And this is important because you will be doing your semester project just as you know them, but you can take your semester project and put it into the context of a mega project. So you participate in the mega project with your semester project. You participate by choosing the mega project challenge, either the challenge you think is really interesting, or you choose your semester project based on the challenges that you are able to work on. So your participation will be with the project group that you're making your semester project with. So you participate as a group. But of course, if you are working alone on your semester projects, you will also be able to participate. You participate for one semester, but you are of course welcome to participate as many times as you'd like. So the important thing to remember is that you will be doing your semester project just as you would otherwise do, but you put something extra onto the semester project. Yeah. So this is how we look at working on mega projects. This is how you will be working if you participate in a mega project. So we have the challenge that you will be working on under the mega project, and all the groups who have chosen to work on this specific challenge will be divided into what we call clusters. And clusters is a group of groups. So there can be up to 5 groups in each cluster, and these groups can be from different disciplines. They can be from different semesters, but for all of them, the main thing is that they will all be working on the same challenge. So as you can see here, these are examples on how a cluster could be formed. So for example, in cluster 2, we will have biotechnology working together with sustainable design and psychology. And then they will work together on the different perspectives, and where they overlap is where they will find their joint contributions to the challenge. So this is a way for the individual groups to gain more knowledge on the specific subject that they are working on, but also a way for them to spar throughout their semester and to gain more relevant perspectives on their specific semester project. So it's way more hands and way more perspectives on the theme or the problem that you are working on. Yeah, so if we zoom out a bit, this is how the mega project structure looks. So we have the overall mega project theme on top, and then we have up to 3 focus areas. These focus areas are not something that you should hang on to. It's just a way for us to put the different challenges and themes into systems. And these focus areas can have up to 2 challenges each. And the challenge is what you are going to look at. So the challenges is what you should look into and research. What would you like to work on within the mega project? That's the challenges. And under these challenges, there can be different clusters. And the way you get into a cluster is by submitting your project description or proposal to the mega project, and then you will be clustered by the very smart coordinators of the mega projects, who will see where the best symmetries and where the best overlays will be in terms of how you are looking at the specific problem. Yeah, so this is how the mega project looks. And this will demand of you approximately 30 hours. I will just move myself so you can see that it is approximately 30 hours. So how you work on the mega projects is through some text, it's through some attendance, and it's through a course. So this is what you will be doing aside from the work that you will be doing on your semester project. So to participate in a mega project, you will need to give a project description. These are not long project descriptions. We're talking about a page or so. And based on this project description, the coordinators will put you into clusters. When you've been put into a cluster, you will meet up at this startup seminar. So both the text and the attendance are very closely knit together. When you've met at the startup seminar, you will talk about how you will be collaborating, what you can use each other for, how you are going to address the SDGs, and generally how your collaboration will work. And if you have external partners on the challenge or within your project, you will also be able to sketch out the way you will be collaborating. Then when we get a bit further into the semester, you will write a status and meet up at the midterm seminar for this. And at the basis of this midterm seminar, you will accumulate what you found out so far within the cluster. So this is about showing what you've learned as a cluster and how you have collaborated and what you think your contribution will be to this challenge. And then at the end of the semester, you will meet up at the end term seminar. And here you will sum up what you have found out, what your results have been, how they are interlaced. And on the basis of this, you will make a joint result that can be here at the conference. It might not be a poster as this slide says. We have worked with videos this semester so that all of you will be able to go and see the videos from the groups the clusters who have participated in the fall semester to find out what they've learned and what you will be able to build upon from that. And as I said in the beginning, you will be able to hear what these students have found out in the workshops. So this presentation will be made there. Simultaneously with all of this, and primarily in the beginning of the semester, you will also have to take an SDG course. This SDG course is completely online, and it's some videos and some questions, and you will also be working with them in the cluster. So all of this sums up to approximately 30 hours in total for the entire semester. So it's not a lot of extra work, but we believe that it's extra work that will give you a lot to take with you from the mega projects. This is also a way for you to gain some knowledge on how other disciplines works. It's a way for you to get something very specific about interdisciplinarity and sustainability on your CV when you are moving on from the university. You get a diploma, an official diploma from Aalborg University, saying that you have special competencies within these areas. And hopefully you will get a lot of knowledge on how to address problems, from very complex problems, from different angles and perspectives. Yeah, so this is what the mega project participation entails. Yeah, and this is the timeline for the mega projects. I'll just move myself a bit down again. And as you can see, we start here in February, and we have the conference today, and then the deadline for submitting your project description is the 1st of March. And on the basis of that, you will be put into clusters and have your first startup seminar. Then you will have the second text, the status description. Then you will meet up in the midterm in April, and then you will have the rest of the deliverables, the text, yeah, deliverables, we call them that. And then you will again meet up at the interim seminar. It's important for me to say that these are only what we require of you. Are you interested in having a closer collaboration? Do you feel like meeting up regularly? Then you do so. This is only what we minimum require of you when you participate in a mega project. Yeah, so this is the timeline. And how to enroll. First of all, you need to identify the challenge that you would like to contribute to. Then you will go to our webpage, Megaprojects at AAU. And then you will find the enroll page. It's also called for students. So there you will find the guidelines for enrollment. And we use Microsoft Teams. All of you should be very familiar with Microsoft Teams. And then you just submit to the mega project that you are interested in participating in, and you fill out the template for project proposal. Again, this is not a lot of text, and I know that some of you will be further along in defining your projects when we reach March, and it's not important that you have everything panned out for you in this description. It's only so we will have a basis of dividing you into clusters. So we need to know what area within the challenge you would like to be working on. And then you submit it no later than March 1st. Yes, and then you will be divided into these clusters. Yeah, so this is a bit about what the mega projects are, how you work on them, and how to submit to participation. Then I would like to move on to which mega projects you will be able to work on this semester. And as Jeppe said, 2 of these mega projects, Simplifying Sustainable Living and the Circular Region, are running for their last semester. So this is last chance to work on these 2 mega projects. Also, I will have the coordinators of the different mega projects present the mega projects in a minute, and you will need to choose which challenges you would like to hear about. So please be aware of that when they present these mega projects. Find out which challenges you would like to learn more about when they are being presented here. So you will be able to choose them when you are going into the challenge session. Yes. So I think that we should invite the coordinators for the different mega projects to tell us a bit about what they entail. So I think that we will ask Ulrik to first come and present Simplifying Sustainable Living.
So should I try to, I should not try to share the screen, I should just talk, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay, good. So, so simplifying sustainable living is a very broad topic here, but we have 3 focus areas under this. So one being waste, where we have 2 different projects underneath this. So one being specifically waste handling at AAU. So this is about how are the waste managing processes at this university, and we have a problem owner from the university's own waste handling responsible people, and then we have waste handling in private houses, where there's efforts in developing apps for helping people to choose or be aware of how they're actually handling their own waste. Within green consumption, we have again 2 different challenges under the focus area. Eat sustainably, which is again about giving information to the end consumer on the yeah, how to say, the choices that you make with what you actually eat, and similar but still with a slightly different focus on actually trying to use persuasive technology to promote green choices with the digital technology. So this is more of more of the focus is more on the digital technologies used for this. Then we have a somewhat slightly different thing over with the transport and mobility, where it's actually about reducing CO2 consumption, and we have a challenge which is focused on efficient freight transport in urban areas, as it's called, where we have some actual data from or simulated data from package delivery in the Aalborg area. So this is more, as this is quite focused on this on how, or the challenges that exist with actually having several companies competing on the roads and delivering packages to the same end users, and how this could actually be done in a better and more efficient manner. And we have a more broad one in sustainable urban mobility planning. So looking at also helping with the CO2 emissions, but in a more broader context. Yes, I think this was all I wanted to say to introduce the different challenges.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Ulrik. Then we have the next mega project called the Circular Region. Martin, would you like to present?
Of course, Katrine. The circular region is a challenge situated not just, of course, in the region of northern Denmark, but in all regions of the globe. The challenge here is particularly focused upon moving the North Denmark region towards becoming one of the first circular regions in the world. And we are not very circular, globally speaking. Only 9% is circular. The other part is still a take, make and waste type of economy. And what we identify here in this mega project is that we need systemic changes. So we need a macroeconomic focus on institutional and governance and government level. We need a meso level to identify and work with co-design and co-production of knowledge. And then we need to try and test out circular economy in practice at a very local level. It can be a neighborhood scale, it can be in a business, on industry, or similar. So very much a practice orientation, micro level. There are, of course, various sort of flows between these this way of organizing the mega project, and we are open up for cross-cutting issues to be addressed, of course. So this is a way of organizing the challenge into smaller bites, you could say. And under these bites, we have in the systemic changes, we have a very broad governance of circularity, and then a very specific aspect of how circular public procurement may or may not be able to actually move these systemic changes forward. How can the public be a driver in their procurement practices, tenders, and so on? So these are two different challenges that work on delivering more systemic changes. In the second part, the meso level, where it's about co-designing, co-production, and co-producing knowledge, so that this change and transition towards a circular region can take place. We have a distinction between a bioeconomy and a more, say, a synthetic material and energy economy. Again, there are interjections, overlaps, and so on and so forth, but as a first outset, we try to divide the circular bioeconomy as one, and then a material and energy flows in a circular region as a second. In both of these challenges, we have strong local collaboration with entities in the northern Danish region, smaller and medium-sized companies in the circular bioeconomy, and a very large-scale business industry within the material and energy flows, namely with Siemens Gamesa. And then in the final circular economy in practice, so this is now focused on a particular part of this, the food, water, energy nexus of circular living. This is an example, and you will hear more, of course, in the challenge session about this. But it's about being enabling circular living. So not just, for example, a building, but actually we live in that or we work in that building. So how does the whole thing actually fit in on a very practical level? This is what we try to tackle in that last challenge of the food, water, energy nexus of circular living. Yes.
Great. Thank you to Martin. Then we have the last mega project called Better Together. And here Rasmus will tell us a bit about the mega project.
Thank you, Katrine. Yes, Better Together. It consists of two focal points, and the SDG behind all this is SDG 8, decent work and economic growth. And on one hand, we have the adaptable and innovation labor market, and we focus both on the sustainable organization. So the question here is how to gear our organizations to focus on the sustainable growth. How do we develop the organization to focus more on sustainable growth? So this is one area, and then the other area called Industry 4.0 or 4.0. We discuss the technological development we see, and what we try to aim at here is both the technical side. How do we develop our production? How do we infuse robotics in our production system? And what does it do to both the human side of the production, but also the end consumer of the production? How do they meet the robots, and how do, especially, for example, in elder care, how do elder interact with robots, for example? That could be a question that could be put under this challenge here. On the other side, we have what could be seen as discussing the decent work part of the SDG 8. There are two challenges here, and the one, integrated and vulnerable employee on the labor market, is focusing on how to get these vulnerable unemployed persons in the labor market, how to get them into the companies, how to get them to work. for now, we have a collaboration with Special Minds here in Aalborg who try to integrate people with certain deficiencies, mental deficiencies. So how do we do this? How do we get these persons and this human resource into the labor market, and how do we make them feel at home? And this is a question tackled here. And the other one is well-being at work, and this has to do with how we tackle the welfare of those who are employed already. So this is work environment issues we are discussing here, and it can be both addressed from the technical side. How do we supply production means to do an easier job that's not degrading for the body, or how do we have human resource developments to better integrate and to better hold on and retain the working staff. So this is quite a big variety, stretching from the technical side on how to produce sustainable, how to organize the sustainable growth, but also how to include everyone in the labor market, and also to make work better for those who are at the labor market. So decent work and economic sustainable growth is the aim of this Better Together here. Yeah. That's the words from me. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Rasmus. So this is the 3 mega projects and the challenges, 15 challenges you are able to work on.